Hey, what's up, everybody? Uh, well, I guess I need to zoom a little bit and maybe, I don't know. It's like I'm on a wide angle tonight. Anyways, make a quick post here. If you guys happen to be watching this back, every Monday, the Ration Museum does a live stream, and it'd be awesome if all you guys could make it over there. I would highly appreciate that. Let me put it on live chat. I do not have it on live chat as usual. Oh, oh, oh. Yep, you just sunk your claws into that. Hello, little one. And it's Thanksgiving's coming up. So I've only ever had the turkey tetrazzini, which I've had as basically a Thanksgiving meal before. And the only Christmas slash Thanksgiving dinner that I've ever really seen that was a legit put together for the holiday was the one that Bob did. And I didn't get to try one of those, but the ones that I did see looked amazing. And if anybody's got any of those out there, I would hang on to them because I'd say they're going to be worth something one of these days because they were pretty awesome looking. Uh, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, early Thanksgiving. It's crazy that it's Thanksgiving already. I really can't even fathom that the year is almost gone. It doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it's been a year since the last Thanksgiving. That's what I'm trying to say. What's up, Ronald? CT, yo, yo, yo. I'm still looking for anybody who want to come pick this thing up or meet me somewhere. It'd be really hard to give her away, but she does need a new home. Or I'd like for her to have a new home. They have Shanksgiving. Daniel said in prison they have Shanksgiving. That makes me think of the, what was it? I think it was Family Guy. No, it was American Dad. No. Let me think about it. It was Family Guy. The I think it was Family Guy. The episode where they went to jail for because Joe was talking about how they didn't go to prison, they'd go to jail. I'm pretty sure it was Family Guy, but they go to. I think they ended up in actual prison because the jail was full because other guys had the same idea to go have the free the free turkey dinner. Oh, you got a cough? Yeah, you're a little weirdo. You're a little weirdo. She ain't wanted nothing to do with me here recently, which I have been. I've been a little bit under the weather. I'd say is what I would. Not under the weather. I have been sick, but for a reason that I know what's going on. Those antibiotics that they had me on for the tick that got stuck inside of me, um, have been making me sick, and it took me a few days to figure out what was going on. Really, because I kept having this horrible heartburn, and finally I put two and two together, and I was like, you know what? I wonder if it's those stupid antibiotics that's doing this to me. And come to find out, like I googled what the side effects were to the antibiotic, and like that was one of the main complaints people had, and the FDA suggests you take it with milk. Well, last night I was like, okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna fix a milkshake and take it with a milkshake and see if that does it. Because I tried just the milk and that really might have calmed it down a little bit, but I took it with a whole milkshake and it still like lit me on fire. I woke up with like the worst heartburn I've ever had, and then this has been happening for days. Like it really would put me out of commission. It was awful. So I've obviously got something going on in my stomach. That, or maybe I've never had these type of antibiotics before. I'm pretty sure I probably have. I've been on all kinds of antibiotics, but I don't know. All right, let's see. Let me make a quick post real quick. And then, wow, I need to get back into doing the kind of stuff I used to do on these live streams. breaking out some old smokes and stuff. Alright. There we go. What? Oh, man. Okay, good. Whew. I was about ready to say, it's not going to let me use my image, but it let me. Oh, now I don't have my link. Oh, here we go. Alright. That's done. And one more. Real quick. This is one I usually don't do, but I'm going to today. Alright. Kitty. Kitty, kitty. Alright, hang on. Be right back. Alright. So I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know what year this is. I'm going to guess it's probably in... I think the last one was in 04? Hang on, I got the bottle of Tabasco right here. Probably a 2004. I think that's the right bottle of Tabasco, though I've got a bunch sitting up here. And I was going through them, going to add some of the unopened ones that I had, excuse me, in with everybody's stuff that they won last weekend. And whenever I started going through them, I started realizing, like, almost all of them are empty. Or they just got a little bit in them that, like, they came that way. See, like that one, it's unopened. And then there's this one that is also unopened, but it's just got a little bit in it. And then there's another one, like there's a bunch of them. There's another one. And then, yeah, there's another one. And one more. So I've got 2, 4, I've got 6 little Tabascos here that are like partial bottles or completely dried up empty wise. Like that one right there, I mean, that's got to be some hot stuff in there. If you could scrape that out of there with like a toothpick, I guarantee you that is some of the most concentrated Tabasco. And this actually does have a little bit of liquid in the bottom of it. I don't know if you can tell. Which, Tabasco itself isn't super duper hot. But I'm telling you, this type of Tabasco, when it does this type, like leak out and then kind of evaporate, the vinegar evaporates out of it, that stuff is no joke. It can be, like that stuff that's really, really dark, I'll bet you it's 20 times hotter. 20 times hotter than regular Tabasco. And like, I do have one dark bottle right here. I'll bet you that's 10 times hotter than regular Tabasco right there. This is pretty dark compared to that one that I just got from the Gundog MRE last time. Pretty big difference between the two. Looks a lot more pronounced in person. But that's one of the interesting things that happens in MREs with the little bottles of Tabasco. I'm so glad to see that they've actually came back. I should ask real quick, did everybody get their packages? I know Maddog, he let me know that he got his. When I shipped it, everybody should have received their stuff probably today, which some post offices aren't open today, and then some are open for like 2 hours. And if you didn't get it today, it'll be there Monday. Or maybe it's there today, you just couldn't get it. Like I got a package from CT sitting at the post office that I cannot get. They just put a yellow slip into my mailbox instead of putting it into one of those external boxes, which would have been really nice of them. But yeah, the people at my post office are extremely lazy, and also they mistreat packages. I'm sure of it. I know it. And I've also got other gripes with them that that would probably blow most of your guys' minds. I doubt any of you have ever dealt with anything like what I'm dealing with at my post office. All right. Something I wanted to do really quick. I think you guys will probably like check this out, same as I will. So, Gundog sent over a few MREs, and he also sent over this, I believe it's 1990. Brownie, no. No. Can't get in there. I wouldn't mind opening this thing up and seeing what kind of shape it's in. So, let's do that. We'll just take a real quick peek inside this. And now it's a menu 2. I'm packing from, so what is this thing? 32? This is a 32-year-old German EPA. And that's not common. That's not common to find. I have seen a few pop up on eBay that were, I don't know what the dates on them were. A few older EPAs, like around about this type of age or maybe a little younger. But these are not common to come across. And I know that Gundog would have got this from Ollie. And Ollie probably got these new back in the 90s. So he had these things for, well, around about 30 years before he let loose of them. It's probably about 2 years, well, maybe going on 3 years ago that I got the ones that I got from him, and Gundog got his at the same time. So let's take a look. Wow. Look at that. Nice shiny gold packaging in there. You got some coffee right here. This thing may have been untouched. It did have a new piece of tape put over it, but it doesn't look like it's been retaped very much. And judging by what I'm looking at here, this looks complete. It looks to be in pretty daggone good shape. Right here's the chocolate bar. This is something cool we can look at. Look at that. That is awesome. It's only a 50-gram bar. There might be 2 of them in there. Probably not, but still. I mean, honestly, just that chocolate bar right there, it's probably worth $40. I mean, because where else are you going to get one? Where are you going to get a 30-year-old German military chocolate bar? 32-year-old. You're not gonna find it. So it looks like it's 48% on the cocoa there. Maybana, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that properly, but it feels feels perfect. It's got a little stain on it right there, which doesn't concern me too much, other than the fact that I don't know where that would have came from in here. Now, this Gundog could have put this together from a couple that were rough and had busted items in them or something. But this thing looks amazing, and it looks like it's still packed the way it was originally packed. So I'm not going to fool with it too awful much. I was going to go through it if it didn't, if it looked like it'd been gone through before. But check that out. That's one of the wet wipes. BB tissue. AB pack service. Some English on there, at least. See? Like AB pack service. Mulder says German rations are great. Yep, this is 1990 right there. See that? Here, I'll pick it up. Now, these are some good-looking tins, I gotta say. I mean, that looks like a looks like a gold bar almost. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I have one 91. I think mine's a 91 that is in pretty good shape. The other one that I have is not in that greatest shape. And then one of the 91s I actually opened up on a live stream and we went through it. I believe I ate most of it, if I'm not mistaken. Just like the tins in here, from what I'm looking at, just from right here, there's no bloating going on. And really, if it's not bloated, it's probably going to be edible. All right. Well, that was a pretty cool look at an older. That's pretty old. I do have a 1976 EPA that's missing a few things. It's missing, I think the jelly I had to take out of it, or maybe it was honey, one or the other, busted in shipping. It was jelly. It was jelly. And then there was, I think it ruined the gum and something else. Now, I did package that stuff in a baggie and tried to keep it for a while, but then I ended up having to toss it. So, I haven't had a German ration in, I'm going to say it's been well over a year, maybe longer. It's been a long time since I had one. I don't know that I have any left other than the old ones that I have, but I don't count those as like a ration that I could just, or that I would just casually eat. I would eat it in a survival situation or testing it out on something like this to see if it was still edible. But other than that, like, I wouldn't casually eat it usually. I mean, I might. You never know. Might get a wild hair someday and just decide I wanted to dig into a 31-year-old German ration. So, I don't know if I showed you guys this. Gabe, when he was in, he picked this up for me and gave it to me. This is a local thing, printed on an RC bottle. The 13th Annual Charleston Sternwheel Regatta, 1983. So it obviously started in 1970. August 27th through September 5th. So we're talking, what, pretty much a whole week? Is that a leap year, I wonder? I don't know. I guess it wouldn't matter. RC Salutes. Commemorative bottle. Visit Charleston, West Virginia, home of the nation's original Sternwheel Regatta Festival. Now, I was doing some research on my local area the other day, and I came up with some really interesting information. Some of it I kind of knew, some of it I didn't know as well. But some of the stuff that George Washington done, like he came to this area, he claimed, I think it was 10,000 acres that they distributed through the government. This is Point Pleasant down there, where the Mothman thing's from, is the oldest town on the Ohio or Kanawha River. I can't remember which one. That's the Kanawha River and the Ohio River meet right there. There was a bunch of really cool stuff that I read. And then, of course, I did get into a little bit of the paranormal stuff, which is awesome. Okay, so Gabe also left this in my car when he was here, and I think it's pretty funky, if I'm not mistaken. Tiger Lager, brewed and bottled by Asia Pacific Breweries, Singapore. What? Well, this thing is fancy. I don't know if I should drink that or not. Maybe I should go for the cerveza. This thing is pretty funky. Look how many times it's been recycled quite a bit. This bottle, which that's common, especially with in Mexico. Take a look. Oh yeah, this thing is funky. Let's how do I do this? Let me go get a flashlight. Be right back. I haven't done one of these in a while. It's been a good while, actually. All right. I don't know if you guys can see the floating stuff in there. There's a lot of it looks like slime, kind of. You see it in the bottom right there? I don't know if I want to drink this one or not. Look at that. It's getting all stirred up, that's for sure. And it does have like dark spots on the side. You see that stuff in the bottom? Cat, let go. See it? I don't know what that is. It's a lot. Oh man, yeah. See, I don't know about that. That it looks different than typically the stuff that I see in these is like it'll be chunks. This is not chunks. This is like strings. You guys can't really see it like I can, but you can kind of see it. See that? And it looks stringy all the way up through it. And I wanted to drink this one, but it's not going to happen. Let's take a look here. Oh, this is a dark bottle. Really dark. On the bottom anyway. The bottom piece is. This one looks pretty clear. Like really clear, actually. And it's even got what appears to be some sort of date or something printed on it. Huh. I'm going to guess that that's no newer than the 80s, and it could be, I'd say it's probably 80s. P7154702D. Maybe 2002. So put this at 20 years old. That might be about right. 5%. Tiger World. Premium quality. The 19th, I guess, annual SEA Games, Jakarta, 1997. Look at that. There is a date. There is a date. 97. What would that put this? 25 years old? Right? That's a big one, too. How many ounces? It's like a 32 ounce or something. Does it even say? It doesn't even say. Official sponsor of the 19th Sea Games. I know he was going to drink this anyway. So, you know what? I'm going to do it. I have a feeling that it's not sealed very well. So, whew, all right. This is the easy part. I mean, okay. That's a good sign. You know what? I kind of don't mind the smell of that. It don't smell too awful bad. All right. Let's do this. Okay, I don't ever drink anything ever, and this is a big. It's got to be at least 32 ounces. It might be what, a quart or something. I don't know. It doesn't say, so I don't know, and I don't know my bottle sizes. Like it's probably about the same size as that mason jar. Maybe not. I don't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm stalling. Last thing I tried was that the moonshine that I'm looking at right here, which I picked this one up right here. This butter pecan or something. Uh, it smells strong. It doesn't have that bite to it that I've experienced with some. It has a really smooth scent. It's not offensive in any way to me. Somebody else might think so, though. It does have a little bit of a pungent twist to it. I gotta fix that aluminum. It's gonna come off in my mouth. Ooh. Yeah. Well, that is different. It's very strong. Very strong. The flavor is robust, to say the least. Especially where it's warm. It's not. It's not tame in any sense of the word. Ooh. Okay. um, Not exactly a beer guy, but this, ooh, is not bad. And there's even I don't know if you can see it. There's a head on the side of this bottle in here. This thing is still fully fizzy. I don't know where the fizz comes from in beer. I don't think it's carbonation. Maybe that's what it's considered. I really got into the beer alcohol thing. But it's interesting to try different ones. This is probably one of the better ones that I've ever had. It's 25 years old. It's impressive for 25 years old. I've got to say that. If we were sitting somewhere, I opened this, poured you a glass, and it was cold, you probably wouldn't. Bubbles in beer is the rotting corpses of the East. I don't know if that's right. It may be. But if I poured you a glass of this, there's no way that you would know that it's 25 years old. Now, when I get down here to the bottom, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of buildup on the bottom where I've tipped it up and down a couple times. It may have knocked some of that loose. But other than that, like, this is really, if you'd enjoy beer, if you're the type of person that enjoy beer, you'd probably enjoy this. Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, there it is. I did leave a little tiny bit of the bottom in there. Ugh. The last drink was more bitter and had some pieces in it. Yeah, that's probably going to make me feel different. That's a lot. That's a lot of that. That was probably at least 2 of these. I mean, the size difference is pretty substantial. So, what are these, 60? That's probably 32, you know, something like that. And I drank it in less than like 2 minutes. All right, let's open an MRE. Flippity flop the camera back around. Cat's giving itself a bath. Here comes Gray Guy. Hey, get out of there. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here, get down. Come here. Come here, dude. Come here. So people can see you. Come here. Come here, you're cool, buddy. Come here. Come here. Come on, dude, get down. Oh. Here we go. Real quick. Oh, you're going to say hi to everybody? Here, let me flip the camera. Oh, he's my boy. He's a big boy. Oh, yeah. Everybody likes him. He's like the super, super chill cat. And he's very well behaved. I mean, extremely well behaved. Yes. I'm such a good boy. His name's Gray Guy. Ow, dude, you just put your claw on my finger. Yeah, but he's a big guy. Aren't you? Here. Here, come over here. All right, I just gave him a box. What is it? Cancer takes a lot out of you? Yeah. All right, flip the camera. Flip the camera. Flip the camera. There we go. All right, MRE time. Chicken tetrazzini. Kind of close to what you know, turkey tetrazzini. Like I said, I've had that for a Thanksgiving dinner before. I thought maybe chicken tetrazzini. It's going to be like the same thing, except replace the turkey with chicken. And, of course, the one I had was freeze-dried because it comes in LRPs and MCWs. Did it come in RCWs? I don't think tetrazzini was in there. I don't think so. I was very surprised, by the way. I had that ricotta. Was it ricotta? What did I have? No, it wasn't ricotta. Was it? I had the chicken. I had the chicken. Oh, I cannot remember. It was a field stripped MRE is what it was that Gundog had taped. And then I had that other menu. I can't remember what it was. And they were both like perfect. I didn't expect that out of these because I'm going to be honest, I was judging a book by its cover. These are rough looking MREs. They are. They look like they have been handled a lot, thrown around a lot, put in a shed. That's what they look like. But after my last experience with them, with the one that had been field stripped, which was, wow, I cannot believe I can't remember that. Brownie, move. I still got what's left over it. It was chicken with cavatelli. That's right. Chicken cavatelli. And the other one I can't remember because I did toss the bag on that one. But the filling on it was fantastic. It was really, really good. I would eat that menu again and again. I wish they had that menu currently because it was that good. I would be seeking it out right now to have another. All right, let's start off with accessory packet, and I notice right off the bat we have a cider, and is that another cider? Is that two ciders? Okay, that's weird. Or is that a tea? This might have tea and cider in it. And I think the last MRE I had tea and cider in it. Super weird. I don't know. We'll go through that here in a minute. Chicken tetrazzini. What do we got here? Dairy shake. Strawberry. This has to be one of the earlier dairy shakes. Strawberry dairy shake. Whoa. 4259. Interesting. The packaging's interesting and everything. That's cool, man. Yeah, it says to consume it within 1 hour. Let's read that real quick. Tear pouch at the notch. Add 6 ounces of cold water, about 1/4 of a canteen cup, to the pouch. Fold over the top of the pouch, firmly holding the top of the pouch. Excuse me. Ooh. Ooh. Shake 60 seconds. Consume promptly within an hour. What happens if you don't consume it within an hour? What happens? Does it explode? Does it go funky? All right, we got some crackers here. These are going to be the 278th day of the 2004. We got us our partially biodegradable MRE spoon. All right, Cat, you got to go. You're in my way. Go on. What else is in here? We got a spread of some kind. Oh, strawberry jam. Peanut butter jelly time. Strawberry jam. Huh. Only 1 ounce. That sucks. It's kind of solid, too. Which it'll knead right up. I love some vintage strawberry jam. And I would consider that some old strawberry jam. Wouldn't you guys? 2004? How old would this be? 2004, we're what? 18 years old? This could vote. Ooh. cookies, chocolate mint with chocolate chips. I've never had these before. 232nd day. This is a very short run item. Very cool item. I mean, it probably sucks because anything that doesn't hang around for very long like that, it's usually not very good. But, you know, hey. And we've got our flameless ration heater and our chicken tetrazzini. It's got 230 calories. Pretty low, actually. 8 ounce, obviously. Sodium's 930 milligrams. It's 40% of your daily value. It's based on a 2,000 calorie diet. Right? I think it is. 2,400. Yeah. Well, it might be based on a 2,500. Because, let's see, 930 milligrams would be about 40% of 2,400. I don't know. Well, everything looks perfect. Perfect. Put this ration heater right there. I think that's everything. It is. That is all, folks. All right. I kind of want to see how one of these flameless ration heaters perform. Let's see if we got some salt up in here. I'm not going to use it to heat my food up, but I might use it just to see how it does. Okay, wait. Does it say? Okay, this is accessory packet D. Back in the first runs, I think D was the one with ketchup back in the day. It's kind of a weird one, D or E maybe. All right, let's see what we got here. We got some green Chiclets gum. We have some seasoning blend that's salt-free. No sodium. We've got a classic, a towelette made by the National Towelette Company out of Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Cinnaminson. Am I saying that right? Cinnaminson, New Jersey. Never heard of that place before. Guess I've never read that on the back of a moist towelette before, interestingly enough. And here we have a really bright, shiny green package of matches. Of course, they're going to be made by D.D. Bean & Sons. They have to be, right? And that's a nice little D.D. Bean & Sons print there. And it doesn't say like where D.D. Bean & Sons is. It just says D.D. Bean & Sons Company. What color are they going to be? Black with white tips. Strike on back. Nice looking little pack of matches. I don't know why I like to collect matchbooks, but I do. You got your U.S. issued butt ration, or napkins, paper towel, whatever you want it to be. Whoops. We got a package of iodized salt to go along with that seasoning blend that's salt-free up there. 4 grams of it. Made by Diamond Crystal. But of course. And we have an iced tea drink mix. Yeah. Iced tea. I saved this one. They're both lemon flavor. Different looking though, ain't they? Huh. What's the difference? I think they're same year even, aren't they? And then I saved this one for Dan last time. Nope, this is not. This came out of one of my 99s. That's what. It's got a 9 on it. And we got the spiced apple cider. Here's what the new apple cider looks like. And that's the old instant apple flavored drink mix. So this came with 3 drinks in total. A strawberry dairy shake, a spiced apple cider, and an iced tea drink mix. I assume the iced tea drink mix is caffeinated. It doesn't say caffeine free anywhere, does it? Giannis Brothers Packaging Company. Huh. How about that? Does it give us... I don't see it anywhere. Caffeine. Nope. I do not. I assume it probably does have caffeine in it. I would assume. Now, this dairy shake, I might have to swap that out for a different one. Just to be safe. I do have a couple strawberry dairy shakes left. I've given away just about all of the dairy shakes that I had left. And I ate a few. I ate 3, I think, in the that I made and put in the freezer. Let me go put this in some boiling water and get it heating up. And while I'm gone, I will grab another dairy shake. And then when I come back, I want to put some salt and some water in here and see how this thing performs. All right, this feels like it's got a lot of solids in it. I don't know if it's going to be vegetables. Let's take a look real quick at our ingredients list. Cooked chicken, water, cooked enriched spaghetti product. Spaghetti product? Skip the parentheses. And then we got mushrooms. Yuck. Chicken broth. Parmesan cheese. Green peppers. Contains 2% or less of the following: chicken fat, pimentos, little orange things, more modified food starch, cooking wine. Cooking wine, really? They got fancy in the Natick Food Labs. Treated with sulfites, wine, salt, powdered vegetable shortening, partially hydrogenated soybean oil. Skip the parentheses. We got salt, dehydrated onions, yeast extract, spice, disodium isonate, and disodorant. I can't. Gonolate, turmeric. That's it. Got mushrooms in here though. I seen that. All right, kitty, go on. All right, be right back after these messages. Move, kitty. Move, kitty. Move, kitty. Move. Yay. All right, somebody time that. It just went in the water. Somebody keep me in check on the timer. All right, there's our replacement. some Casey's pizza. Just looked down at the chat. Somebody said I almost got some Casey's pizza. Never heard of that before. I'm going to do this just because I'm curious of how these 2004 flameless ration heaters of Gundogs, what seem to be impeccably stored MREs. All right, now I need a little tiny cup. I know I had a little tiny cup here for instances just like this. Let me go get a different. I gotta get a cup. Watch out, kitty. All right. I want to mix up some salty water. Probably got about another minute or two on the I'm using all the salt. I don't care. I've got about a gazillion packs of MRE salt laying around. All right, that's more water than I need. Take a little spoon, stir it up. Well, I can hang on to it. A little too much in there. A little bit of a lot. That's a little bit over. That'll be fine. Top line, more or less. Now when it's already getting hot. Do some. This flameless ration heater has absorbed it all, but listen. Can you guys hear that? What's going on with Dave? Dave, the one that was talking about cancer earlier? Holy cow. This thing is... Look at that. It's taking off like a rocket. Alright, guys, I've got to go get that out. Alright, I keep wanting to say turkey tetrazzini. It's not turkey, it's chicken. Chicken tetrazzini. That flameless ration heater looks like it's decided to come out of its shell over there. just about eaten all these Allen's Chew'ems, gummy koalas. These things are pretty good. I was going to eat some right now, but I'm not going to. This thing is, wow. That is super hot. Yeah, this would be doing a killer job right now of heating up. Whoo! That's, you can't keep your fingers on the bottom of that. And then you take the bag, stick it in there like that, and fold the top over like that. Like, you really got something going on right there where you can heat something up really well, probably up to not quite the boiling standard, but close enough for the field. All right, let's see what we got going on with all this stuff. Tray from my neighbor's grandpa here off the USS Cascade. This bad boy right here. Drink, 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 drink. The reason I swapped this out, I'm pretty sure it's 2007 that there's a problem with the dairy shakes. Maybe it's, you know, honestly, I can't remember exactly when it was from. But what I do know is that these strawberry dairy shakes that I have are not in that range. So I don't worry about it. All right, iced tea drink mix. Ooh, let's have some hot cider and some cold iced tea. I'd rather have coffee, to be honest. Let me see if I can find some coffee. I haven't had coffee in a long time, and I've been craving it ever since last week, and I still haven't even had any. See, I've got a bunch of coffees. I just don't know what I do with all of them. There's another iced tea drink mix. It's a different color, too. Well, I'm a little dizzy. Oh, there's a spiced cider in here, too. There's got to be a coffee in here. This stuff came from Bob. Good old Bob. Robert. Bobbert. Have I drank all the coffees out of here? Really? Maybe I have. I had some just the other day. What did I do with them? Hang on. Okay. Well, there's a nice example of coffee instant type 1 right there. Style 1, composition 2. I think that's out of an 80s. I hate to drink that one. It's one I should give away. Oh yeah, it's in perfect shape too. Yeah. Some chiclets in there. Huh. I should have put this in as an extra in somebody's stuff. I got vintage IMP coffee in here. I got some weird extras sitting around, y'all. That's for sure. Alright, let me keep looking here. Sugar. Iodized salt. coffee. I guess I'm not having coffee. Oh well. I'm sure I could find some, but it'll take me too long to find it. I've looked. I mean, I have some Nescafe. I think it is right here. Yeah, Nescafe. You know what? I'm going to have a cup of it. I don't care. Grab that sugar. Boy, that beer was strong, y'all. Yep, I feel it. That's a vintage sugar from the IMP. Probably from the 90s, I would guess. Wait, coffee. Here we go. Get my little tiny spoon here. My old MRE Nation cup. Got right here. Get a. I think that's enough. Maybe a little bit more. Like that. Can't remember. This might be like a little survival kit. I don't even remember where this came from. I think it's meant to, like, you pull it and it comes apart. All right, do I have a creamer in here? Be nice if I did. Some fake sweeteners. Nope, I do not. No creamers. That's okay. Let me get the other one. I said I was going to have the cider hot. So, let me get the cup ready with that. Cider, we're going to do... we'll do the Tim Tam cup. Look at that. It's a sweet mug. I love it. I freaking love it. I hope Alright Eeyore got his package. I sent a bunch. I hope he got it today. Well, he might not have. But I sent a bunch of the Tim Tams his way. Then I would say almost, not quite everybody, but almost everybody got some Tim Tams. And then I know Trucker was going to send me some of those knockoff Canadian knockoff Tim Tams. I don't know if those are produced in Canada or if they're Australian thing that's shipped over, but this is the collar change cup that came from Bob. That's spiced apple cider. There we go. And iced tea, we will do room temperature water. Got the dairy shake over there. Cup. Excuse my slowness. There we go. Moving a little bit slow. Nice tea mix. I'm definitely dropping stuff. Oh, yeah. 60 calories in that. I wonder how many calories was in this whole meal. I love this stuff. This and the cider both are really good. It's just I haven't had coffee in so long. Usually, like, I wouldn't care not to have coffee because this stuff's better. But where I haven't had coffee in so long, it's time for me to have some coffee. Let's see. I'm only supposed to have 6 fluid ounces of water to this iced tea. 6 ounces. Let's see. This thing's 16. That'll take me to about right there. All right. There's 6 ounces. Giving it just a little bit more. Put it about 7. That should still have plenty of flavor at 7 ounces, I think. Quick stir. When it's room temperature, this is going to be a little harder for it to incorporate. All right. Now we've got to take a look at these cookies, chocolate mint with chocolate chips. I'm going to open these from the back because I've never seen a package of these before. I'll probably keep this package. Oh, I thought that, what the heck? I thought this was a bunch of little cookies. How about that? No. Ooh, and they are very minty smelling. And there's a little bit of that chocolate, like, brownie scent there. Huh. A little broken on this side, but hey. Look at that. How cool. And I got a bunch of pieces of cookie here. If I really wanted to get creative, I could take these pieces of cookie and I could have taken this dairy shake, and instead of adding the 6 ounces of water that it calls for, I could have added about 1.5 ounces to maybe 2 ounces, probably 1.5 ounces of water, and mixed it up with a spoon really good and made some really nice strawberry frosting. And put that strawberry frosting on those chocolate mint, chocolate chip cookies. And really made something special. Alright, crackers. A nice little hiss there. It was a little one, but it was there. That's what you want. You want it to be there. Good looking crackers, not broken at all. Very, very strong scent coming from them. They do have that malted barley scent coming off of them. Not as strong as the earlier crackers, but in the early 2000s like this, it was still there. Just a little more faint. Hey, Dan's here. All right, I give up. Y'all have convinced me. I need a coffee. Well, it's morning for you, and it's tomorrow for you, as a matter of fact. Dan is in Australia, so it is the 20th for him it'd be Sunday, November 20th at like 10 in the morning. It's always weird to have you a day ahead of me. He's in the future right now. Need a bowl. We're going to do chicken tetrazzini. Pieces of that chocolate chip cookie that I just picked up on my finger and somehow got them back in the bowl. Alright, chicken tetrazzini. And it's still good and hot. We'll have to dig straight into this, I would say. Good to see you, Dan. Thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. Dan with the $15 Australian super chat, man. I really appreciate you, dude. Thank you guys so much for anytime you guys donate something like that. It's extremely appreciated, and definitely you guys don't have to do that. I do this for fun to hang out with you guys. Look at that. So the turkey tetrazzini has the same noodles with the little hole through it. It's actually, I would not call that a spaghetti noodle, because how many spaghetti noodles have you seen that were hollow, that had a hole through them? I'm going to assume these are the same way, like a macaroni noodle. Oh, it smells really good. Just smelling the package there. Now, looking at this chicken, it looks like canned chicken. It's got that pink look to it. Let's take a look at one of these noodles real quick. Well, you know what? That might not be hollow. Can't really tell. Let me look at a different one. Yeah, this might not be hollow. These might be solid. And then you got your chicken chunks in there that are definitely I mean, doesn't look like it's processed chicken, really. It just looks like canned chicken's kind of got that reddish, like sunburnt look to it. Kind of. I mean, that's a little darker meat there, but this white meat has got it's definitely got its own color to it that's not white like you'd expect chicken to be. All right, going to go straight in for that chunk that I chunked up right there. That's some pretty good looking chicken, though, I must say. Looks almost like tuna, Investory says. Yeah, you know, canned chicken and canned tuna are very similar in smell, in taste, in visual appearance. They have a lot in common. Hey, there's Mulder. Excuse me. Mulder says, looks good, Smokey. Great menu. Wish they still had it. So Mulder must have been a fan of the chicken tetrazzini. Thank you for the super chat, Mulder. I appreciate that, man. You did not have to do that, but it is much appreciated. Thank you so much, sir. I will try to come up with a total also for all you guys for what we collected for the entire auction. I got a pretty close idea of exactly what it is. All right. Here we go. Down the hatch with the chicken tetrazzini from 2004. 18-year-old chicken. Down the hatch. I should have did a smaller bite first. I had so much trust from the last one, not last week, but the week before. You know, I forgot about the flameless ration heater back here. That was back here cooking away. And just all kinds of condensation on the inside of this bag where it steamed it up so much. So far, the texture is really nice to the chicken. It's exactly what you expect. It has that shredding effect when you chew it up. It's not too soft. It's not too tough. It's not too dry. It has a nice flavor to it. I am seeing a mushroom right there. Not a huge fan of those, but I'll eat them. I'm not gonna be the guy to waste them. But chunks of chicken that are probably gonna be a little pink inside. That's just what you get with the canned chicken. I do have a coating on the inside of my mouth that's probably from the chicken fat, if I was to guess. It tastes kind of like a pot pie. The noodles are a little weird. The noodles kind of throw me off. Like, they're just, I don't know. It's just something weird about them. Now, I will say, though, it didn't seem like they were too soft or anything. Let me try just a little bite with mainly noodles here. Oh, yeah. The noodles aren't bad. They kind of seem like they might be those hollow noodles. I just can't tell. They're not quite al dente. They're a little bit overdone. But considering that they're 18 years old, and I probably boiled them just slightly too long, to be quite honest, they're really good for being as old as they are. Let's add a little cracker to this mix. Looks like, I don't know if that's green pepper or what that is. I will say too that the broth in this is very savory. It's got a really nice flavor to it. Very similar to what you would think of with a chicken pot pie, except it doesn't really have that vegetable flavor added with it. It's just a lot of chicken broth, but it does have a almost like a light creaminess to it. Let's try it with the cracker. So the cracker completely changes it. It really adds another element of flavor and texture that works really well with the flavors that are going on in this dish. I must say, that's quite nice. It's almost like a really savory chicken soup flavor going on. I like it. There's a pimento. See a couple of those in there. It's a bit salty for me. That I'm picking up a good bit of salt. But it's not over salted, I would have to say. I mean, really, it's just about right. I would say it fit most people's palates. I'm surprisingly pleased with the flavors going on here. Yeah, this is not a bad menu at all. I think if you guys think you would like this, you would probably like it. And considering that this one's 18 years old, like, I can't tell. It's got a little bit of a metallic tinge to it, but a lot of times you'll get that with a retort pouch main. And usually the cracker flavor is somewhat overpowering to a lot of mains that I've tried them with. For some reason, these two, they mix really, really well. I don't know why, what it is, but the two go together really well. And I wish there was more of that, like, gravy, because it is on point. Mm-hmm. Garfield. Yeah, this is really good. I don't know how Gundog stored these things, but they're in really good shape, the ones that I've had so far. And being that they're 18 years old and they look like they've been ran through the mill, they're in really, really good shape considering. Never read the book Belly. Am I pronouncing that properly? We're still producing oil, gas, and coal, but China is buying it all. Thanks to brain dead. Well, it might interest you to know. So I live in West Virginia. And one of the first things that most of you people think about, most people, I should say, think about when I say West Virginia is coal miners, because it's just part of our culture. It's part of who we are. It's part of our state is full of coal. So you used to be coal mines open all around me, literally right underneath me, pretty much. And the whole town of Point Pleasant down there is full of coal underneath it. But anyway, so about, let's see, how many years ago has that been now? 2008. So 14 years ago, 14 years ago, they started importing coal from China to the power plant right here next to my house. Started off, it was a little bit. There would be a little bit of dirt coal. It's dirty coal, too. Not clean coal. Dirty coal would come in. And they were burning this Chinese coal up here. Now, 14 years later, you got barge after barge after barge. They shut down the coal mine that's literally underneath the power plant. Across the street, owned by the same company, by the power company. It's on their property, the coal mine, and they had to shut it down. Obama made sure it got shut down, and it makes no sense to ship in coal from halfway around the world. Like, after you factor in what you're spending on diesel and what the pollution is and all the labor, it makes no sense. They get it right across the road. Like, I've never understood that. But our coal's still there under the ground. Whenever we want to pick it out of there, I guess. I can't stop eating this. Mm-hmm. She probably will go out. One more bite. It does have a really rich and flavorful, hearty chicken broth going on here. The only thing I'll say, like, the chicken itself is definitely like a canned chicken. It's a little bit off, like a little weird. But other than that, definitely on the edible side. I've quite enjoyed it. Mm. So the coal plant that I used to work at whenever I was younger, which has been shut down now for years. That's right. I could see it from my house. It's on the other side of the newer plant. It's called Spawn Plant, owned by AEP here in West Virginia. That power plant was the most efficient coal burning power plant in the United States. It made more kilowatt hours per pound of coal than any other power plant in the United States. And they shut it down. And when that thing was burning, full bore, all out, with no scrubbers, no nothing, the smoke that you'd see coming out of them stacks up there was, I mean, it had just a little tiny brownish tint to it, just barely. Like you could almost, like it was almost invisible. You almost couldn't see the smoke coming out of there. So it ran clean. That power plant did. Ran hot, ran clean, and efficient. All right, what's what here? I have tea, cider. I don't know what's what. Huh. Oh, this is the cider? Nope, this is the tea right here. I made the tea cold this time. Dan had me make it hot last time. I got to send Dan a couple of these iced teas with lemon. I think they stopped putting these iced teas with lemon in back in the probably mid 2000s, I would say. I'd say the newest iced tea like this you can get is probably from like 05, 06 maybe. It can't be much newer than that, than like the newest ones. So, I don't want it cold. I want hot. I think this is apple and this is coffee. I'm going for the apple. Mmm. Oh man. Thank heavens for little cups of apple. Yeah, it's good stuff. Tangy, sweet, very appley. Mmm. It's got a little bit of a vintage taste to it, like a little bit of an aged, like aftertaste. When I say that, when I say an aged aftertaste, it's very hard to describe that flavor to someone who's never had it. Uh, it it just reminds me of somewhat older books and a basement smell into a flavor, incorporated into a flavor. Kind of has some of that aftertaste going on. Oh, it's so good, though. It's really good hot. Mm. Yeah, it's better hot than cold, I would say. The apple cider is. I'm really looking forward to this older strawberry jam, because a lot of times it takes on like a stronger flavor than it would have originally had. Let's see. Let's start small. I tried to do the small hole, more control thing Gundog suggests, but didn't work out too awful well. Let's see if we can get some color to come through that. There we go. You can see some color. It's got a little red tint to it. Well, that jam went the opposite way. I would say it has less flavor now than it had when it was new. It's still good. Don't get me wrong. It's just kind of dull. It's sweet, not really tangy or anything, and not much on the strawberry flavor itself. I had to take a second there. All right. Mint chocolate chip. Wait, mint chocolate chip cookie. Mint chocolate chip cookie. That's what it said, right? Hang on. I saved the package. No, it said cookies, which plural, meaning more than one. There actually is more than one. And unlike the brownies, chocolate covered, there's only the one. But cookies, chocolate mint with chocolate chip. So I'm interested to see if these are worth a darn or not. I like a good mint, York peppermint patty, junior mints, other things like that are mint. I can get with. So they certainly have that smell going on, but they also have like a little bit a floral fragrance going on there that I really don't understand where that could be coming from with this. So let's see if it tastes that way. It's extremely soft. Not crunchy at all like I thought it would be. Well, the mint flavor is right there. Very refreshing. Kind of has that toasted chocolate flavor with the follow-up, which is really nice. These are a lot more enjoyable than I thought so far. Sometimes on like with something like this, after like the second or third bite, it really gets blah, like ugh. Just depends. Depends on how it holds up, I guess. But this thing is how it holds up flavor-wise, not construction-wise, because this thing's apart. Give it a try. Again. It's so soft. Fermented stingray. Yuck. All right. I don't know if LC is here, but if she was, yeah, I gotta like the taste and smell of ammonia. Yeah. Ugh. I do not. I do not enjoy that smell nor that taste. Same way with the 1,000-year-old eggs, which I've had before, or 100-year-old eggs, whatever you want to call them. They're very ammonia and just rotten. They're just a rotten egg. It's nasty. Let's try it with the jam. I know LC would be suggesting this if she was here. Got to try the jam on the cookie. So here we go. Okay, the jam ruins the cookie. I mean, they do not mix even in the slightest. Makes it bitter. It gives it this really weird, like, pungent, rotten flavor. It's very odd. Very odd, these two mixed together. It does not... Maybe it's my mind playing tricks on me because of what I was thinking about with the stingray, but I don't know. I don't know. What is that? What movie is that from? I don't know. I don't know. Mm-hmm. As soon as you take a bite of it, it turns into like this powder, gritty, like mixture of sugar, mint, and like melted chocolate chip. Very odd. Very odd. The texture is just very weird. Got to get to bed. Early morning tomorrow. Oh, you got to work Sunday. Memphis bound and down. Have a great night. All happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys, all of you Yanks. Well, CT, I hope you have a good trip, buddy, and stay safe. Um, Memphis. If it wasn't Thanksgiving, like I've been thinking, like I need to go down there anyway to Tennessee. I got something I need to do down there. Um, I could tell you guys the whole story. I don't know if I could really. I don't know if I could legally tell you guys the whole story about what's been going on. I don't know. I need a cigarette though. I know that. What do I want? I'm surrounded by vintage cigarettes. Like I do have a lot of them around me. All of my stash is getting very low though. Like the Cannabis Maryland's got like 3 left in it, 4 maybe. My pack back here from '89 has like I'm gonna say 5 or 6 left in it. My pack from Dan right here has 4 left in it. These aren't vintage, but these are still special. These were like 5 a piece, $4 a piece. I can't remember. Got the receipt right here though. It's $40 for a pack of 20, so $2 a piece. Redonkulous. This pack of lights right here. I can't remember if these came from Salty or not. It might have came from Saltycroccollectibles. Do a light. It's definitely way more like a regular. After that mint chocolate chip, mint cookie, whatever. I'll tell you what I didn't do. coffee. I gotta have some of this cookie. LC is here. It don't mix with the coffee. The coffee needs creamer for this to work. I mean, it's okay. But it's not great. As soon as that hot coffee hits it, it dissolves into nothing. I gotta go for the apple cider. Oh, that does not go after the mint chocolate chip cookie. Let me try the tea. Maybe the tea. Oh, that's it right there. With the lemon. Oh, it's like a palate cleanser. That's where it's at. After the chocolate mint chocolate chip cookie. Whatever. Very complicated name. The cookies, chocolate. Wait. The cookies, chocolate mint with chocolate chips. That's it. I dropped my matches the other day. I need a new pack. You know what? I'm going to use this pack right here from Gundog that we just got in this one with the white tips. Nice D.D. Bean & Sons with no location printed on it, which I think is kind of weird, actually. Let's take these Canadian matches, because I really don't care about these Canadian matches. I'm going to put these up in here. Not that I'll ever do anything with them. Looking pretty hard for a place to move. Looking pretty hard for a house. I know where there's an awesome house for sale at a reasonable price. Almost bought one there a couple weeks. Oops. Kind of wish I would have, but it needed a lot of work. A lot of work. Not so much that it was impossible, and it would have been well worth the putting the work in, but could have probably tripled my money on it. Easy. I feel like I probably could have done that easy. Probably taken about a year, but man, it would have been cool. Pretty well-renowned place in Charleston here in West Virginia that came up on the auction block there last week. Oh yeah, the market is tough. Yeah. Houses are up 42% what they were 2 years ago, which is stupid. I mean, we should have never seen a rise like that through whenever we were having hard times like we have been having. It makes no sense whatsoever. Just like all the manufacturers right now that have literally upped their profits. Their profits have came up 80% from what they were. Like the last time we had a recession / whatever, like we're having right now, was back in 1982. Back in 1982, I watched a whole government summit on this, and they were talking about how back in 1982 all the manufacturers, the company owners, um, the local stores and places, they all tried to work with the government and everyone, trying to keep the prices down as much as they could, and their profit margins didn't take a hit, except like they lost like 2% off of what their profit margin was, and the profit margin was small anyways. Like, they kept the profit margins down. Since we've had this pandemic, we have been taken advantage of extremely across the board. Not one participated and some didn't. No, it's across the board. Everything that we buy, the profit margins are up for those people, up to 80% on some things. A lot of things, actually. It is mind blowing when you start seeing the numbers, when you start seeing what their actual profit margins are, what they're spending to create the product, to pay their employees, to rent their facilities, or to, the cost of their facilities broke down over 30 years, whatever. It's mind boggling how they have taken advantage of us, and we've just went along with it. CPI is dropping, but sadly, it will take time for the Fed to pivot. Oh yeah, it's going to take. I would say probably a year. I don't think the Fed's going to start lowering interest rates for probably. It's probably going to be 6 months to a year before they. I think they'll stop raising them after December. I think they're going to raise again in December, and then maybe they'll leave it alone until maybe like June or July, and then they might drop it down 0.25% just to see how things are, test the waters, and then they might start, depending on how that goes, they'll either start dropping it out or they'll leave it alone and leave it down. That it'll be down at that point. I think it's going to go up to 4% in December. It might go up more than that. I don't know. It could. I mean, I think it'll be stretched out in Vestry. I think it'll be stretched out over 2 years, if we're lucky. If we're lucky. I think they're trying their hardest to prevent or stop a full-blown depression. Anybody who tries to say we're not in a recession right now can chew on a balloon because they're wrong. I think every person would tell you right now that they're spending, I know I am personally, I'm spending over $1,000 more a month just to survive than what I was less than 2 years ago. And less than 2 years ago, well, a little about, I guess it would be 2 years ago, the inflation numbers were almost zero. I think, what were they, 0.05 or 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Anyway, low. Now they're trying to say it's 8%. I call BS. Anyways, this is too serious a talk for what we're doing here. I don't know how I got started on that. This is all stuff I've had to learn and know, so it's like second nature for me to know. I don't know enough. I just know a little bit. Not enough. I've had a rough week, man. My esophagus and my chest and my stomach from taking those stupid antibiotics has been tore up. It's been what are those antibiotics called again? I can't remember what they're called. I think it starts with a D. I can't remember. Anyway, that took me like 5 or 6 days. I guess probably longer than that, actually, because I kept getting this awful heartburn. I'd wake up and I'd be sick, and I didn't want to get up because I felt so bad. And I would get up, I'd take anti heartburn medicine or whatever. I'd take that, and it wouldn't touch it, wouldn't do nothing. I'd be like, all right, I guess I'll just lay here until it goes away. Because if I moved around too much, I'd puke. It'd make me puke. Um, I've decided today. Yes, Dan, that's what it is. It's doxycycline. That's it. And that stuff is playing like havoc on my uh, what's the system I'm trying to think of? That beard. um, yeah, where you break your food down and stuff, that system, the one where your food goes and all that. Digestion, my digestive system is just it's wrecked. And where I had that pancreatitis before, I don't know if that has damaged my stomach lining or my stomach or what, because I've been trying my best to recover from that the best I can, like not eating certain things. I've cut soda out of my diet pretty much. I do still have an occasional soda, but I don't, like, I'm not drinking 2 or 3 a day, up to 4 a day. Now I might have one, I might have none, I might have on a bad day 2, and I know 2's too many, 1's too many. I need to have 0. So try eating salads with olive oil to coat my stomach. You mean, investory? The olive oil, I could just take a spoonful of olive oil, down that, and get me some of that cod liver oil. Man, I wish I had that bottle that we had. It was like 110 years old, and it was good too. Man, I'll tell you what, though, if you needed to use the restroom, it'd take you 2 tablespoons is what we had. I took 2, Josh took 2. The day after that, I was scheduled to fly home. I was staying at a hotel, the Edison right there in Times Square. I lived there for a long time. All the staff knew me. I knew all the staff. So I got to kind of come home. Anyway, so the next day, I think I had to leave at it was earlier in the morning. I want to say it was like 8 or 9 in the morning. And we probably finished up filming that night at probably like 9 that night. Drove me back over to Manhattan, Midtown. And I was fine all through the night. Like, I didn't have any indications of anything weird or anything. But I got up that morning, and it was like a volcano had erupted inside my stomach. And it was like, it was rough. So I had everything packed and ready by the door, because I knew I was going home the next morning. And my limo called me and said, "We're down here. You can come down here and meet me in front of the hotel." I was like, "All right." So I get my bags and I go down there, because I learned to travel light by that point. I started off, I traveled kind of heavy. I've always traveled heavy. I've always been a heavy traveler, and where I had to keep checking bags and stuff, like I learned how to travel lighter, where I wouldn't have to check a bunch of crap or anything at all. I preferred not to check anything at all. Anyway, I got to the point where I just had 2 bags. I had my 1 check bag and I had my 1 carry-on. That was it. No matter how long I was staying somewhere, it didn't matter if I was going to be gone a month. It didn't matter. I had 1 bag and a carry-on, and that was it. Unless I was bringing a bunch of rations. Now, there was a couple times I brought like 2 or 3 suitcases that were just full of stuff, like rations and stuff, where I brought, and then I would pack one of the other suitcases back in that suitcase, and I had them ship that empty suitcase back home. Um, anyway, I made it down there to the limo. They call it a limo. It's not a limo. It's just a black, like, town car or something. Anyway, I go to get in the car, and my stomach's like, I'm like, oh, this is not good, buddy. I hate to do this to you, but you're gonna have to wait on me. I said I gotta go back in here, and he got mad. He was like, "We gotta go right now. You're not gonna make it the flight." I was like, "Dude, I gotta go back in here." I was like, "I can't get in your car right now." I go back in there, and down in the lobby, they got a really nice setup down there, a really nice restroom facilities and stuff over there. And I go over there to the restroom, take care of business, go back outside, stand there for a minute, smoke a cigarette. I told him, like, I want to smoke a cigarette. Hit a cigarette like 3 times, and I was like, oh, my stomach. This is not good. I leaned in the car. I was like, hey, buddy, I got to go back in here. I said, I'll tell you what, if you got to leave me, that's fine. I said, just leave my bags right there with that bellhop right there, and just take off if you got to go. And he was mad. He was mad again. He's like, we need to leave right now. I was like, buddy, I'm going up to my room. I was like, and I might be a minute. I might be 20 minutes. I might be 30 minutes. I don't know. So I go back up to my room, and I was about 35, 40 minutes. I thought for sure he'd be long gone, because I didn't handle any of the travel stuff, like as far as like calling the cars to pick me up and stuff like that. I had to call somebody else or text somebody else and say, hey, I'm ready to go, or they would say be down there at whatever time or whatever. And I get back down there, and he's still there. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. I thought for sure that I was going to miss my flight, because total amount of time that I had used up now was probably about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. It was, I was down there for a minute. I was up in my room for probably 40 minutes. I mean, I didn't have a choice. And while I was up in my room, I texted Josh, and I was like, hey, Josh. I was like, hey, you having any issues this morning? And he got right back to me. He's like, dude, I think I'm going to miss my flight, because he had a flight out of the opposite. He was leaving out of Newark, I think, and I was leaving out of JFK. But he had a flight about the same time as I did, flying to LA. Or no, maybe he was flying to Pennsylvania. I don't know. Maybe, I can't remember where he was flying to. But he's like, dude, I don't think I'm going to make my flight this morning. I was like, dude, I don't think I am either. I'm stuck in the bathroom right now. That was one instance with the oils that, like, that's one of the memorable things I'll never forget, that I didn't think was all that, like, after I tried it, it tasted really good, and like we had a good experience with it. Didn't have any issues that night, and it hit me the next day, which was kind of weird. You'd think something like that would be almost instant, but it hit me and Josh at the same time, which, I mean, we both consumed it at the same time, so it makes sense that we had issues at the same time. But another issue that I had that was kind of, I would call it on a similar playing field as that, was the Batman cereal. So I ate pretty much a whole bowl, if not a whole bowl, of 1989 Batman cereal. And texture-wise, it wasn't horrible. It was very stale. The milk helped it out a lot. Like, it was certainly, after you watered it down or whatever with the milk, just eating it dry on its own, it definitely tasted rancid and gave me like some numb mouth. But whenever you added in the milk, like, it made it tolerable, like fully tolerable. And they had this stupid challenge thing where they were like, okay, we'll give you a quarter for every piece. So I'd get a spoonful, and there'd be like 10 pieces of cereal, and I was like, all right, 10 quarters, throw them in there, and I'd eat that. Get another spoonful ready while I was still chewing. I'm like, all right, 8 more, whatever. And I had that piggy bank. Like, I think they had $80, something like that, in quarters. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get me some quarters. That's cleaning my car. Plus, I wanted the bank. I wanted the Batman bank. Matt ended up, I've got it right there on my table. Matt ended up getting me one of the sealed boxes of 1989 Batman cereal with the piggy bank cellophane wrapped to the box of cereal. It was pretty cool. But after I ate that whole bowl of cereal, this was early in the day too. This was probably like, I'm going to say 10, 11 in the morning, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, something like that. It might have been the first thing we done. I can't remember. Anyways, it was earlier in the day. And I ate that bowl of cereal. And I felt okay for a little while. And then I was like, ooh, man, you guys are going to have to give me a minute. I'm going to have to go across. There was just right across the hallway. Use the restroom. And I went and used the rest. And I ended up being stuck in there for like 4 hours. That was There were people coming in and out, like checking on me and stuff. I was like, you guys need to leave me alone. I just need to be alone right now. Are you all right in there? I'm like, dude, just leave me alone. I'll let you know if I need anything. uh, I had a good time, man. It just sucks that the pandemic hit the way it did. Like, we were supposed to roll straight in to filming that season 2, and it just didn't happen because they shut New York and California down. We got screwed. We got screwed big time. And then it was more or less 2 years before they even considered starting to film anything else. It sucked, man. I really think we had something there. We got better and better in the ratings every week. We were climbing the ladder. It started off at like 98th in the top 200 or 90 something, and finished off 38th or 37th. That's pretty good. I feel like for a show that we didn't get to promote, we didn't get to go on the PR tour, we didn't get to do any of that. I'd like to see somewhere like Food Network pick it up. I think it'd do really well on Food Network. I appreciate that, Daniel. It was a good show, man. Like, I watched probably 60% of it, maybe. I really just, I don't know, man. I just wasn't into watching. It's like I don't watch my videos, dude. When I sit down and edit my videos, though, that's a different thing. If I sit down and edit a video, I've got, oh my God, so many hours in front of the laptop screen, making cuts. It would be days. I'd be in front of that laptop trying to put this video together. Very tedious, and I mean, it's rewarding in its own right. Not only the fact that you create something, but also when people enjoy it, like that's awesome. I really want to get with this guy that edits, and I've called, I've texted, neither one's working, and I'm not 100% sure where he lives, and his address is not on his business card because it's his house. So, and I'm gonna have to just like show up at his house. I don't think he'll mind, but I'm not exactly sure exactly where he lives. I've got an idea. I just have to start asking neighbors, I guess, because he lives right down next to where I grew up. Like, literally somewhere right next to where I grew up. I don't know how, but but that actually tastes like an apple. Looks like James is taking off. I'm going to too. As soon as I finish this, I'm adiosing. Clean up my mess. Yeah, she's going out. Getting cold here. Need to put her jacket on her. Let's see. That was at 8 p.m. It was 34 degrees. What is it now? It is. As soon as it updates, I'll tell y'all. No way. It's still 34? No way. It's 34. It says it feels like 23 here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, it says it's 34 degrees. Feels like 23. Going to have a low of 19 tonight. I guess that's tonight. There was a high of 39 today. See you later, Bob. Appreciate you stopping by, dude. A tree bag, my name on it tomorrow morning. Think of me freezing my butt off here. What are you going to cut a tree, Bob? Cut your Christmas tree? Renee says it's 32 there. It's almost the same here, 34. So pretty close. It's just that the real feel. I guess that's the wind chill. There's no wind, though. It says it feels like 23. I know it feels a lot colder than 34. That's for sure. And we're supposed to be having that funnel. Well, there's a high pressure system over here on the covering the East Coast and Canada, and all that. And then there's a high pressure system over here covering the West Coast and Canada, just over here. And in the middle, there's this, like, I guess you'd call it a funnel or like an hourglass shape. And if you're inside that hourglass shape, you're going to have a really bad winter. And we're inside that hourglass shape. And if you're in those high pressure systems, you're going to have an unusually hot winter. But we're going to have a really cold winter. And I heard Buffalo, Ethan was telling me yesterday that Buffalo was getting like 70 some, I think he said 70 some inches of snow. Like last night, yesterday, last night, and today. I guess it was already hip deep, is what he was telling me. Let's see. Today and tomorrow is going to be the coldest at 19. Monday, it's going to be up to 25 at the lows. Now I'm reading the lows. Tuesday, 27. Wednesday, 30. Thursday, 41. It's going to warm up Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 50, 54, and 55 Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah, that's according to, I think this is the Weather Channel app that I got. Yeah, it is, the Weather Channel. Yeah. All right. Hang on. All right, well, started that off with this thing. And it was, it might have kicked my butt a little bit, but honestly, the meal itself, I don't have any complaints other than the cookie was a little weird. I wish I could have shared that with you guys because the texture of it's just really weird. And I find that a lot when you get into like mint things. Like sometimes the texture is just not right, in my personal opinion. So that's a very odd chocolate mint cookie. The strawberry jam was pretty dull for its age. I mean, it kind of had lost flavor instead of gaining flavor, which it can go either way when you're talking about old jams. The tickin, which is turkey and chicken mixed. The chicken tetrazzini was pretty daggone good. The crackers mixed really well with it, and all the drinks were stellar. So, Gundog sent some pretty good older MREs, I must say. They look like they have been through the mill. And that's something I did want to touch on last time that I totally, it slipped my mind about judging a book by its cover, because that's what I was doing last time that I had these. Not last week, but the week before. I was like, these things look rough, man. These probably ain't going to be no good. And then I had both those mains, and they were perfect, and that whole meal was perfect. Like, it was surprisingly good. Same with this. For being 18 years old, like, honestly, this thing couldn't be in much better shape than what it is, outside of being like frozen or something. Did you ever consider constructing an MRE from scratch on a live stream? You mean like do it before the live stream and then kind of just have something that I constructed from scratch? I could probably do something like that. I had the opportunity numerous times. Bob wanted me to create my own MRE, and he done that with multiple people, Steve and a few others that I know of. And I never really wanted to put my name on a meal, just because I couldn't decide what it was an indecisive thing, more or less. I think LC. I think I couldn't decide what was my favorite things. After what I did last week, if I was going to put a meal together, it would be a lot of like the stuff, like the chocolate peanut spread, that freeze dried that freeze dried chicken and mashed potatoes. But that's a Mountain House meal. It's not even an MRE meal. But all those other items that I put in there, as like the pizza, the filled French toast, stuff like that, that is stuff that I would put into an MRE. And back when Bob had that thing going on, I did build a few custom MREs that I just made for myself or whatever. I didn't like slap my name to it and say, if you want to buy the Oldsmokey ration, here it is. I should have probably done that, because honestly, like the stuff that I like, I feel like a lot of people would enjoy. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Everybody's taste is different, but I think it's something that wouldn't be offensive to anyone's palate. And I did think about doing it a couple times, but I never could talk myself into doing it. It was just, whenever you're sitting there looking at, what is it, like probably 35, 40 different options that you can have for mains, and then you're looking at all the different side items, and then some are, at the time that I was dealing with it, some of them were not in stock and some were, and some of the stuff I wanted to be in there wasn't available. I was like, nah, it just doesn't do it for me. Now, I could probably come up with, I'm pretty low on MREs, honestly. Like, I've probably got fresh-ish, like nothing that's 15 years old or older. I've got some stuff from like 2014. I might have some 2012s. I might have, that I could grab right now, maybe 5 or 6 MREs that I could find, that I could get to. And then I've probably got 5 or 6 older MREs. I really need to restock I have eaten a lot of MREs and a lot of stuff. Went through a lot of stuff over the past 5 years doing live streams and stuff like that. You eat stuff on occasion too. So it's one of those things, like, you don't think about it until you're almost out. You know what I mean? Like, you don't think about needing to restock until you're which I really don't know 100% exactly what I have left, but I know what I can get to, and I don't have a whole lot that I can get to. I got a few, like I got a few British rations I could get to. I got a few Canadian rations I could get to. I got a few Norwegian rations I could get to, but that's not really putting together an MRE in my opinion. Just like if I was to say I wanted to put that Mountain House chicken breast and mashed potatoes, to me that wouldn't be right. You got to go with something that is legitimately in the current MREs or recent MREs. So that's how I'd look at wanting to do that. Uh, oh yeah, Kaylin's got a live stream tomorrow. Monday, probably. I'd say Sean will probably be live streaming. I don't know for sure with it being a holiday week. If he is, you guys, I highly encourage you to go over there. You missed a 2004 History Savior. Was that you? Yeah, History Savior. You missed a 2004 chicken tetrazzini. Had some pretty unique items in it, I feel like, that were not common, with the cookies and the weird dairy shake that I ended up not even having now that I'm looking at it. But yeah, it was surprisingly good. And that's what I was saying to them just a minute ago. I was judging those MREs that Gundog sent by the way they looked, and they looked rough. Like they looked like they had been through the ringer. And I was like, man, these things are probably going to be pretty stale. You know, they're not going to be really edible. But after that week before last, whenever I opened up that one that had been field stripped, the chicken with cavatelli, they were in surprisingly good shape, especially for the way they looked and the way the packaging looked on them and stuff. I was like, nah, there ain't no way these are going to be good. Because usually when I encounter that, I would say, honestly, 85 to 90% of the time, they are going to be rough. They're going to be in rough type of shape. Where I'm not going to say they're not going to be edible. Like sometimes they'll be like barely edible. But the ones that Gundog sent, man, like honestly, for the age, 18 years old, these things are in really good shape. I'm highly surprised about how good they are, especially judging by the way it looked. So yeah, I love the fact that they don't look like they'd be worth a darn, and I open them up and they're more or less perfect. So oh, it Investory for number one, the way it looked. Number two, how it came out. That pretty daggone fresh for what it is. For what it is, I would give it. I mean, considering the date, and I know it wasn't frozen. Considering how old it is and how it looked, I would give this a 9 out of 10. Like as far as how well it held up. So, pretty good. All right, guys. Huge thanks to my patrons and everybody that's been on here tonight. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys. Anybody who's sending a super chat tonight, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. There's Thanksgiving coming up. I want you guys to have a great Thanksgiving. Anybody who received their packages, if you don't care to shoot me an email or something like that, let me know that you got it. That'll probably be Monday or whatever. But see you later, Dan. It's good to see you here, buddy. You get to see me, but I don't get to see you. But you guys, yeah, if you don't care, whoever, whenever, whatever, you guys get your packages, let me know. They should have all been there today, but like I said, it's Saturday, so everything got mailed out on Wednesday. But all right, guys. Again, huge thanks for hanging out. And I guess all I got left to do now is say thank you guys for watching. And I'll see y'all on... Oh, wait. Happy Thanksgiving. I'll watch the playback later. History Savior says. Thank you for the late super chat there, History Savior. I almost didn't catch it. I'd have felt really bad if I didn't catch that. Uh, yeah, Thanksgiving, guys. Really, like somebody's getting a gooey butter cake. It was wow. I'm gonna forget his name. Somebody got a gooey butter cake for. They're gonna have it for Thanksgiving, so they get to go impress the family with a Miss Marilyn, Ann and Alan, the gooey butter cake. And I was just looking at these at Walmart, man. Like I want to talk to Miss Marilyn. All right, guys. Thank you again, History Savior, for catching that. And really, happy Thanksgiving to you guys coming up. Black Friday will be here, coming and gone. By the next time I see you guys, we'll see. Black Friday is pretty much dead. They've killed it. I used to love it. I hate that it's gone. I used to love that hustle and bustle and the craziness of it. It was just, I look forward to it every year. All right. Probably get started on some Christmas decorations before I even see you guys next time. All right. I guess I'll see you guys on the next live stream.